Hello, folks. Gather around the campfire because I've got a horror story to tell you. It's a tale of lost hopes, shattered dreams, and the very real possibility that Disney might just ruin another Star Wars show. What? This one actually might be the exception to the rule, however. Skeleton Crew. No, it's not a show about undead skeletons shambling through space.
What the fuck?
Although that might actually be better than a lot of the slop Disney's been feeding us lately. Shite. Skeleton Crew.
Yeah, there's a very specific Venn diagram that's like Jude Law, pirates, kids.
A new Disney Plus series that, might I say, is actually giving off a glimmer of hope. We're talking about a show that maybe, and I mean maybe, might try something different. At least that's the dream. And hey, we're hoping it's not just another corporate cash grab looking to sell more toys that look like dog shit.
There's something about the head or face of Chewbacca is just really throwing me off.
Action figures that nobody wanted.
Today it is Resistant Tech Rose. This is Rose Tico from The Last Jedi.
And streaming subscriptions that are overly priced. But let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Let's talk about the brains behind this potential diamond in the rough. The series comes from John Watts and Christopher Ford, two NYU alums that somehow hustled their way into the Star Wars sandbox. These guys pitched Skeleton Crew as a coming-of-age space adventure, almost like what would happen if Goonies would hyperspace into the galaxy far, far away. And you know what? This concept I can cautiously get behind. The premise? 4 kids lost in space. And this already sounds more grounded than the mess that was the Book of Boba Fett. Remember when Disney turned the galaxy's most fearsome bounty hunter into a soft-spoken landlord with a scooter gang?
Pepperidge Farm remembers. But Pepperidge Farm ain't just gonna keep it to Pepperidge Farm self free of charge.
Skeleton Crew already sounds way better than that. And they're joined by none other than Jude Law, a mysterious Force user. Intriguing, right? It's like Stranger Things decided to ditch Hawkins for hyperspace and then threw in a Force-wielding dad to keep the kids all alive. And I can get behind that. Now, before you get too excited, let's address the bantha in the room.
That's what's great about having Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni as your producers is because they're like the ultimate safety net. It's like bumper bowling. They'll let you know if you're going too far one direction or the other. Yeah.
Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, they're kind of still guiding the ship here. Our once beloved heroes that we thought would save the Star Wars universe. Yes, the same guys who let the show The Acolyte slip through their fingers. A show that was so against George Lucas's original vision for Star Wars, it might as well have been written by a homeless crackhead that skimmed Wikipedia one time and stayed up on a 3-night binger.
Oh my fucking god.
And then there's the tassels.
You know, there's tassels in space.
Are there tassels in space?
Yes, the tassels. I'm not kidding you guys. Seriously, who decided to put this in here?
You can always call Dave Filoni and be like, are there tassels?
Yeah, can we do that? and the scariest thing he would say is, well, there are now.
I'm not feeling confident about this. I'm not feeling confident at all.
I suggest new leadership is needed. I move for a vote of no confidence.
It honestly feels like Disney just lets directors do whatever they want with Star Wars.
It's going to be a little bit of this Amblin wonder magic with a hint of this. That's just like in our DNA.
Amblin-style adventure here, huh? Sounds great, right? You know, the Amblin adventures, we got the E.T., the Goonies. These were timeless classics, right? And then I started doing some research here. And I found out, you know who's involved in Amblin? Kathleen Kennedy was part of Amblin. I'm over here confused as fuck. Because how did this woman who helped create these timeless masterpieces ended up becoming a soulless corporate husk, sucking the life out of IPs left and right? It's honestly terrifying to think about. But, and this is a big but, there's a glimmer of hope. This time, they brought in a set of directors that aren't just Star Wars factory drones willing to follow commands. Jake Schreier, Bryce Dallas Howard, and David Lowery are all helming episodes, and these folks actually have a reputation for making good content. So, is the Skeleton Crew going to restore faith in a franchise that feels like it's been force-choked by corporate assholes? Or is it just going to be another disappointment? Only time will tell. The series drops on Disney Plus on December 2nd, and we're approaching this show with the cautious optimism usually reserved for eating leftovers after Thanksgiving Day. May the Force be with us, because I think we're going to need it. Tune in to next week's episode to see my breakdown on the first 2 episodes of Skeleton Crew.
Well, there it is. There's my name. So Another check for Daddy.